Morning, brothers and sisters. Let's say prayers to start this day. Almighty Jehovah, pray in Son Yeshua's name. Blessing upon this meeting we're having now. Okay, so Ron Wyatt is the topic of discussion today. He's a famous archaeologist, and the Ark of the Covenant he found Noah's Ark and all that. Look up Ron Wyatt, and there's YouTube channels of him out there. So we need to do some research on it. See, in the New Testament, Jesus, when he died on the cross, the earth opened up. It was an earthquake. Earth opened up, and then his blood dripped into the ground. So this correlates with what happened with the Ark of the Covenant was beneath him. So it was the last thing on there, So the Ark of the Covenant, it was found by Ron Wyatt. He tested the blood on top of it, the mercy seat, and it turns up that it had 25 chromosomes, and meaning basically there's 48 in humans, right? So 25 means there's 24 of his mothers and one for God that caused the Immaculate Conception of Jesus. So that's what happened. And it's it's something to think about. All of us need to think about this, that was a miracle. And that's proof that Jesus was here, and that he not only did that, but he was the last sacrifice. That's what's important to know, that you cannot, in those days, you cannot, deny it. And that's the last sacrifice. So any other sacrifice for anything else, claiming it was to God, is basically what they called in Revelations, abomination of desolation. So the abomination of desolation is where they've already done it. They got together with the the Catholic Church, people with Jewish faith, and people with the Muslims all got together on the Temple Mount. They had to do it all together because now the Al-Aqsa Mosque is up there. So they weren't working together. They couldn't even have done that. So they did a sacrifice out there already. I forget what channel it was, YouTube channel I saw it on, but then I saw it on others as well, the same thing. So I know it's true. But yes, this is a very, true thing that really happened, that they did that already. So basically that was the start of opening of the seals. That was the first opening of the seal, was when that happened. It wasn't a nuclear war, the abomination desolation. That was a seal that was broken. So basically it's to be, it's an abomination because Jesus is the last sacrifice. Desolation because you're going to be desolate. Your spirit's desolate from Jesus for not following that instead. So that's why it's called the abomination of desolation, and that already happened. The horses are already riding. I've put a previous video about that. I don't need to go over that again. Also, the thing about Ron Wyatt also found Noah's Ark. He's found the chariots and the proper place and the proper Mount Sinai. Proper Mount Sinai is actually Saudi Arabia caged in. Watch anything on Ron Wyatt. He's a great archaeologist. It's all true. The stuff that really happened. So that's really important for people to see that and to know. And the other thing about the blood that was tested, they put water on it and it became alive. And it's not supposed to happen. Blood's dead forever. But with Jesus' blood, of course, it's Jesus is supernatural. So, of course, his is still, you put water to it and it still stays alive. So that's the other thing they said was interesting about it. So it just proves that it all happened, and And the other thing too, I want to explain about the Ark of the Covenant is what's his name? Then the kings sent another ark with his son out to Ethiopia. So there is another ark. There's more than one, and that's what the confusion lies. Everybody says, well, it's there. No, it is there, but not the same ark. There's two of them. They needed to have one there to do their sacrifices as well in Ethiopia. You have to, God commanded to do these sacrifices over an ark, and they were just as much as people as the people in Israel were over in Ethiopia. So the thing was, as Jesus, it was convenient for it to put that there before he died. Once they sacked the temple, they moved Solomon. King Solomon's the one that did that. That moved it over there because he had a wife in Ethiopia. His family's there, plus there was a lot of believers there, and they've been followers of the mighty Jehovah for years. They've, just as much God's people as the people of Israel, and so they do have the Ark of the Covenant. It's just a different one, but it's the same thing. It does the same thing, except for the difference is that one wasn't under Jesus Christ. That one can never be moved. But Ron Wyatt pulled out the tablets. So one day, those tablets will be brought forth. That's what the angels were wanting him to do that were there guarding the ark. He saw. And that's why everybody dies and they go up in there. It's not that supernatural itself isn't supernatural. It's got angels on there guarding it. You ain't gonna make it in there alive if you go talk to those angels. Are very powerful. They're something else. What you've seen, like all these gods in the past that people have had and whatnot, they're basically the fallen angels and stuff that's been there, and they got powers too. And that's why all these people, different pagan beliefs, seen all that. And they're teaching them how to do witchcraft too, so that's where the pagan stuff came from. But I put that in a previous video, but yeah, there's all this stuff going on. It'd be crazy what's all going on, but we need to know that all this stuff is happening, and we are in those times where we all need to say our prayers that we all come to Christ and know that he is the last one that sacrificed his life over the ark, and his blood did go down on the mercy seat, the last sacrifice ever to be done. And it's just like I forget what was his name. Was it Isaac or something? One of the what happened was years ago there was a test of man to where one of Almighty of his followers, he was asked to sacrifice his son, and then God gave him a lamb to do it instead. So, that's something in the past too. So the symbolicness of that was for God to sacrifice his own son. So that's what that came about, So just so it's all going to be great. We need to be thankful so much that he actually gave his only begotten son to us. And it's better be much appreciative towards their Father in heaven that he did that for us. And I'll go further other things too, but this is the end of this one. Almighty Jehovah, playing his son Yeshua's name, all these, and blessings on everybody. So you can make good with this. Amen.